let's start with the 9 secrets of content writing. So first one is keyword selection. Because so I'm sure everyone knows, or probably many of you might be knowing, but yeah, for people who do not know what keyword is, or even for people who do know about that but are not very sure about this, keyword is anything that we search on any website. For example, in case if we are accessing any website, in case if you want to search for any information, let's take an example for Google. In Google, when we are trying to find information, anything that we search is called as a keyword. So I'll give you an example. So in case if I'm looking for uh, best places to visit near me, definitely I will not be typing on Google in a way, hey Google, I am planning to visit a hill station, can you suggest what hill station can I go to? Definitely this is not the way that we search. But yeah, there are different ways that people search for these information on search engines. It can be either best places near me or best places near the name of the place. For example, near Mumbai or near Delhi or near Kolkata, near Chennai, or any place that you're referring to. Or best hill stations near me, best tourist destinations, best beaches. So as per your requirements, so there are different ways that you search. So now keyword is we select the right keywords. We find out the keywords which are used most frequently on search engines, so that when we can include those words somewhere in our website. Now I'll show you how this works. So let's say if I'm searching for any information, so let's say best places to visit in India. So Google will sort it in different ways. But if you see, all of these websites that it shows will have these keywords. So the keyword that I've used is best places to visit in India. So places to visit in India, and places in India, places you need to visit in India. So yes, it has all of these things, 30 places to visit in India in 2020. I know right now it is not a great time to discuss about places to visit, because right now everyone is in quarantine. But yes, definitely once this thing is over, definitely we'll be searching for these keywords. But yeah, this is just an example. So in case if you see, all the results that we are getting will have the keyword somewhere in the article. So now when we are selecting these keywords, the best place to use this keyword is either in the first is in the title of the article that we are writing about, and somewhere in the body. Now how do I use how do I decide what keywords should we use? So there are several tools which will help us, like SEMrush, SEO Profiler, Google Keyword Planner. So these are some tools which will help us in identifying what is the best keyword to use. So how these websites work is, any keyword that we search in this, so in this we'll get the option to type something, get the information. But yeah, so for example, if I want to visit, if I use this keyword as best places to visit in India, I search for this. If I take the example for Google Keyword Planner, so in Google Keyword Planner, it will show me how many searches does this keyword get average in a month. So, and it will also give me other suggestions which is related to this keyword. So in case if you think that instead of best places to visit in India, best tourist destinations in India is searched more, then instead of using best places to visit in India, it is better to include best tourist destinations in India. But yeah, that is not the only thing that we'll be using. There are different ways that we have to use keywords. That is the secret number 2. So once we identify what are the keywords that has to be used, now second is use target keywords appropriately. So target keywords in the sense is because every type of website that we write, or every type of content that we write, has its own set of readers. Even if I talk about normal books as well. So in books, if I talk about, there are certain people who like to read fiction books. There are people who like to read business related books. There are some who like to read uh, more of non-fictions or novels. So yeah, these are different. Everyone has their own interest. Now, once we identify what are the keywords that we are trying to target, it is also important to decide that what is the audience that we are targeting. So there are several tools to identify that as well, that we'll be discussing. But yes, when you're including keyword, do not uh, put too many keywords. Otherwise, it will spoil the quality of the content. Because no doubt, if we are even if we are trying to use multiple keywords as well, so normally in a content, the keyword frequency should be around 3%. So in case if the content is around 100 words, there should be 3 keywords. Now, what are those places to include those keywords? So yes, we'll also be discussing that. But yeah, so one of the best place to use keyword is in the title and in the first 300 words somewhere, and in the first H1 or H2. Now, H1 and H2 is the heading. One very good way to get information is, in case if you are typing any content which has different points. For example, in case if you're writing content on best place to visit in India, the points that you're discussing is about, for example, you'll be naming different places and writing contents. Instead of just writing in paragraphs, it is always recommended to write it in a way, for example, to give numbers to the paragraphs, because uh, the Google software, which searches the information on all the website. Uh, like in case if I've used this keyword, now these are the websites that it is searching in. The software that uh, does the all the searching part is called as Google Spider. It is the name of the software, which is called as Google Spider, or also known as Google Crawler. So Google Crawler is very smart, and it knows how to find different websites. It knows how to access different things. Now, how it works is, there are, in case if you have to rank on top, one very good way is, in case if you try to search for any information, for example, so like best places to visit in India during summer. Now, if you see that 35 best places to visit in India, this is automatically showing up in Google, and this is the link where this is taken from. But if you check the actual content is not published in this way. Now, let's see how the actual content looks like. Now, if you see all of these 35 places or 35 topics which are discussed has numbers. So this is how the actual content is. The number next to the name of the place, next to the name of the paragraph. This is the heading. Now, in case if you are using heading, the H1 heading, which is usually the one which is the biggest in size, should be only for the main subject name. All the other ones, you can either use H2, or in case if there are other subtopics as well, then H3, H4. Uh, but yeah, it is always good to write it in this way. Give it a number, and once you give it a number, then it'll keep on. Then if you write the description, Google Spider picks up those things faster as compared to other types of contents. Just like if you see this has been written, name of the topic, information, then again, same other topics as well, name of the topic, then the content for it, name of the topic, then the description for it. But uh, when we were checking out the same thing in Google, it was just giving us the name of this content. So this type of contents usually are something which are picked up faster by Google Spider. So if your content is anyways related to it, then try to write it in this way. And also, once you're writing your content, don't put too many keywords. As I said, that try to include keywords. Keyword frequency should be around 3%, and spread target keywords evenly across the article and blog as well, and use different variations of the keyword. In case if you've already used one keyword, if you have to use the same keyword once again, don't use the exact same wording. Try to use a synonym, so that your article which you have written will include different, automatically include different keywords, multiple keywords in it. And in case if you're including it as well, it should not sound that you're purposely trying to include keywords. It should feel that it is a part of the content. So because otherwise it'll affect the quality. Now, secret number 3, write something that people care about. Because in case if we have to write things professionally, probably we might have our own interest, or and the readers might have some other interest. So it is always good to write what people are interested in reading, because then the visibility of our content will be more. There'll be more people who will be accessing our content. So it is always recommended to write what people are interested in, because in case if I get what I'm interested in, definitely it's similar to shopping. Probably even if I go to big shopping stores like DMart, they have everything to offer. They have so many things which I can buy, but I will definitely buy what I'm interested in, or probably what they show that I'm interested in. Because at times this also happens. In case if we visit a supermarket or a hypermarket like DMart, at times we end up buying things which probably we are not we thought that we probably did not need, but since we know that it is so easily available, so at times we buy that as well. So it is always it is always recommended to write contents which you think people will be interested in reading. One of the very good ideas is to write content on any current events. For example, now this COVID-19 or coronavirus situation is actually affecting the entire world. So there are a lot of people who are reading contents about it. There are so many people who are interested to know that how this spreads, how to keep ourselves safe from it, and different things about it, and the number of infections in their area and the city, the country. So there are a lot of things which are there. So probably people who are not that much interested in watching news and reading news related content, now even they are interested. So anything which is currently going viral, it is always good to write something on that content, since there are so many readers which are there. And when you are writing content, do not copy someone else's content. Write it in your own way, in your own unique style. Definitely for information, you might refer to a source, for example, like WHO, or even our Indian website, COVID-19 India. So if you are referring, you can probably just refer that for information, but the content should be originally written by us. And use it effectively for sharing and spreading news related to your brand. Even if you are writing content as well, even if it is a personal blog that we are writing, or even if it is a company uh, for we are writing for, it is always good to give information about a company as well, a little bit of information about the company uh, which is giving this information, so people will also get to know our company, or probably our name of the blog. And one more thing which will help you in SEO is there are different tricks as well to help in SEO. There are, apart from our website, there are different other blogs as well. So in case, even if you have your own business, start writing content, or start writing such information on other such websites as well. For example, like blogger.com, Quora.com. So similar website which has good amount of people, even medium.com. So these website people visit very often to read. And this also helps in SEO. So I'll show you something. Now this is the Google. So let's say if I go back to this Google homepage, anything that I search, for example, like this, the result that I get in this page is called as SERP, which stands for Search Engine Results Page. So SERP or search engine results page is something which gives us information about what we are trying to search. Now, if you want the readers or if you want your content to rank higher, so there are few things which Google looks at, or probably Google Spider looks at. So first thing is the keyword that you are that the user is typing. That keyword should be somewhere in the article or in the body of the content. That is first thing. Second thing is the relevance. In even if you are including the keyword, but if your actual content is not about that. So for example, I'm writing something related to related to COVID-19. Now, in my actual content is about COVID-19, but there are a lot of there'll be a lot of information as well that I'll be sharing. For example, that probably Mumbai has the highest number of infections in India. But now, in case if someone searches for keyword like Mumbai, I have Mumbai somewhere in my article because I'm writing that Mumbai has the highest number of infections. But that does not mean that my article is about Mumbai. So Google will only show you content which is relevant, because definitely Google also want visitors. In case of people visit other websites through Google, definitely it is good for Google as well, and that is why Google is one of the biggest, is not one of the, it is actually the biggest search engine in the world, and also the number one accessed website in the world. So because it will always show you relevant content. Now, even if you have some keywords, but if your article or if your content is not about that, it will not rank it high. It will not show you that first. It will always show you as per relevance. And the third is the number of visitors, because I've used the keyword as best places to visit in India during summer. So best places to visit in summer in India, this website, that is travelogyiindia.com, has this keyword. Now Tribo as well has this keyword, places to visit in India during summer. Even Travel Triangle, 49 best places to visit in India, also has this keyword. Now Google will show you which website has the highest number of readers. So the website, so in case if it finds 1,000 websites which has exactly the same keyword, which is also relevant. So now first 2 points are covered, that the website should have the same keyword that the user is searching. Second is that the content should be relevant. Now let's say both the criteria are met. Now definitely it cannot rank all the 1,000 websites first. So then how it sorts the website as whichever is the highest accessed website, it'll always show that website first. For example, as compared to the other websites. Now, even if I write something related to food as well, best restaurants near me, or let's say best restaurants in India only. So it gives me a wide variety. Now these are few which it is showing. These are the websites which it is sorting. Now, if I change the keyword, like online food delivery. Now, definitely, these are the major online food ordering giants like Zomato, Swiggy, Scootsie, and even Mumbai Foodie, then Meals and Wheels. But definitely, the biggest one is, or one of the most accessed website is Zomato. So online food order. So same keywords, relevant as well. But now Zomato is one of the most accessed website. So that is why this website is ranking first. So when you are writing a content, when you want the content to rank higher, so always aim for these things. First thing is that always think of adding relevant keywords only. Now relevant keywords you'll be able to find through the tools that we discussed previously. But yeah, Google Keyword Planner is a free tool to use that will always help you with the keywords. Then SEMrush is also a good one to use. So yeah, so these are some keywords which will help you with the number of counts that it has. So try to include, try to access these websites and try to identify what keyword should be used. Know the basics of technical SEO. Now, technical SEO, out of these few things which we have discussed when we were discussing the SERP, the search engine results page, is all the keyword optimization in the world won't help you if your site isn't even indexed. So learn the basics of technical SEO. For example, how do I register my website? One thing that we discussed was that since Google also wants to identify Google that which is the most accessed website, because that is the website that it will show you first. Now there are different ways to increase the number of views in a website. One of the way is that keep sharing your some of the content. So let's say in case if you have your own website, or even if you have a blog that you write, so try to write some content. Definitely your actual website will have the entire content, but try to share a few of those content somewhere in other websites as well. For example, websites like social media. So because social media, definitely there are a lot of people who access social media websites. So write a little bit about your content and mention a link to visit your actual website as well. For example, in case if your actual content is around 1500 words, try to write something around 500 or 600 words, just so that people get an idea what is the content about somewhere in social media. And then for entire content, click on this link. When people click on this link, definitely Google will identify that this is the number of times the website is being accessed. So there are two types of SEO that you can talk about. One is called as yes, that we will be discussing as well. One is through internal linking. Every website that you have seen, you will always have seen that every website will always have an option to go back to the home page. There are two reasons why website manufacturers always give a button to go back to the home page of the website. One reason is because definitely in case if you want to start once again from the beginning. Now, even if I show you an example of Amazon as well. So whenever, because there are so many pages in Amazon or so many things that we can access in Amazon, but whenever I click on this, I will always go back to the home page. So two reasons for it is, let's say in case if I'm somewhere else, now I want to search for something else. Definitely I can go from here as well, but there are people who always are comfortable by going back to the home page and then searching for things. So one is to make the website friendly. Second is the more number of times the homepage is clicked, the more number of times the actual homepage of this website is accessed, Google will also count it as this is the number of times that this website was accessed. So this will always help in increasing the SEO ranking. So try to understand all these links as well. And so on-site SEO and even on-page SEO and off-page SEO. On-page SEO is the one that I was talking about, that always give a link to go back to the home page. And off-page SEO is you are redirecting user from some other website back to your website or your blog. Now either you can include links like social media. Now on social media, always it is always good to create pages in social media and make your visitors go back to your original website through that page, because then that also will help in increasing the SEO ranking of the website. And apart from that, there are other websites as well, like blogging websites, and like content websites. For example, there are ezinearticles.com, then articledunia.com, medium.com, blogger.com, a lot of such blogging websites. So always write a blog or something related to what your website is about, or what your content is all about. Then always give a link to go back to your own website. So even from there as well, the more number of people click on the website, it will also help in increasing the ranking for your website. Then secret number 5, make it long enough to count. So in case if you're writing articles, don't write very short articles. Wow, a research has proven that search engines tend to favor in-depth content and give preference to longer blogs to keep it. So try to write something. Try to write content which has good amount of data or good amount of information. So try to write a content which is minimum 600 words. Something which is considered around 1000 or more is considered to be good. But something which has 1500 to 2000 words is something which is considered to be one of the best, because then search engines think that this website has in-depth information. So that is when it will help you in for your website to rank higher. No matter if, in case if there are multiple contents which are similar contents which are available, but in case if your website has in-depth content, then Google will think that that this website is giving good information, so let's rank this website higher. Says it is always good to know about that. So try to write content, but yeah, whenever you're writing it, just make sure that the content has to be interactive. Make sure that you're not adding unnecessary details which people probably may not be that interested in reading about. So just make sure that the content is not something which people feel that they are unnecessarily increasing the length of the content. So it should also sound informative. So yes, once again, write a content which is around 1500 to 2000 words, because then Google or any search engine will think that your content has in-depth information. And the longer your content is, more value is added for your readers and better chance at a lower bounce rate. Now, I'll tell you something about bounce rate. Bounce rate is something which proves negative for a website. So bounce rate is something that in case if the bounce rate of a website is high, that means that people are not finding the website interactive. Now what happens is, in case if I visit any website, if I don't click on it, uh, if I do not interact on the website, it directly close it. That is considered as a bounce rate. Because in case if you are taking if you are working so hard to create a content for your website, you're putting so much of efforts for your website, definitely you do not want people to just open it and close it again. You want people to interact in your content. Same way, even Google also, or any search engine also, tries to identify the interaction of the website in similar way. So there is a parameter which is called as bounce rate. Bounce rate means you open a website, you close it, it is called as bounce rate. Now, why does Google have this parameter for bounce rate? Is because they do not want to show you fake contents. Because I'm sure you might have seen that there are a lot of contents which are available on some websites or on social media, or even on some blogging websites as well, wherein you feel that the title, the subject of the article sounds as if it is a very interesting content, but then when you open the actual content, the content is about something completely different. So I'll give you one example. Now, in case if so there was a YouTube video that I saw. The title of the video was Salman Khan talks about his relationship with Aishwarya. Now the title sounds very interesting to many people. Now once I clicked on that video, I saw that the video was nowhere related to it. The only thing that was discussed was that it was about a award, Filmfare Award, wherein Salman Khan and Karan Johar were hosting the events, and they were just trying to have some fun. So the only discussion about Aishwarya Rai in that was that that Salman Khan, that probably Karan Johar plays Coffee with Karan with Salman Khan. So he asks Salman Khan to play Coffee with Karan. Salman Khan become the host and he become the guest. So Salman Khan asks a question to Karan Johar that in case if you want, in case if you are a female, which female celebrity would you be? So Karan Johar says Aishwarya Rai. Then Salman Khan asks why Aishwarya Rai. The Karan Johar says you don't know why. So that was the only discussion, and the name of the title of the video was Salman Khan talks about his relationship with Aishwarya. So now this is definitely a misleading title. So this type of title is called as clickbait. Clickbait, C-L-I-C-K-B-A-I-T. Bait, just like people used to catch fishes, that bait. So yeah, similarly in cyber terms, it is called as clickbait. So when you are just offering bait to your readers so that they just click on your content. Now, definitely these type of content people will not find interactive and they'll close it right away without clicking or without interacting. So yes, it is always recommended not to write these type of content, because at times what happens is initially when your content is new, you might get good amount of views, but for the long run, people will identify that this link or this website or this blogger posts a lot of fake titles. So then they'll stop coming to your website. And definitely if they click on it, they don't find content interactive, they close it. This will affect the bounce rate. Now, the higher the bounce rate of a website is, the lower the ranking keeps on decreasing. The bounce rate, anything below 50% is considered to be a good bounce rate. Now, the higher the content, the longer the content is, because definitely if your content is around 1500 to 2000 words, at least people will scroll down, they'll see what the content is about. In case if it has multiple titles, just like we saw in the previous example, where we were checking the content related to best restaurants or best places to visit near me. Definitely, in case if the content is this long, like this online food delivery, if the content is long, people will at least scroll down or at least click on some options because the content is long. So probably the first part of the content may not be that interesting to them, but they'll definitely scroll down and probably try to click on something so that they'll find that if they find something interesting. So yes, that is how it also helps in getting the bounce rate low, because people will try to click on it to find relevant contents. So that is secret number 5. Now, secret number 6 is watch your analytics. Analytics is monitor what type of readers or what type of people are visiting your website. You shouldn't just post your content and walk away. In fact, decoding the sixth secret lies in the fact that regularly monitor your content using Google Analytics. So Google Analytics is a tool which helps us identify what type of users are visiting our website. So I'll just give you a gist of Google Analytics. So Google Analytics is a tool which helps us identify what type of people are visiting our website, what type of it is more of to identify the number of audience, and even if the audience who are visiting our website, what page are they accessing in our website. Because definitely our one website will have multiple pages. For example, even Google has pages like Gmail, then Google Images, videos, then Google News. So yeah, so there is a lot of information which is available in Google Analytics. This is how it looks like. This is the home page of Google Analytics. Now this will have information like users, session, bounce rate, and session duration. So first thing is user. So user is normally in the last 7 days, because this is the date that I've selected of last 7 days. You can always change that. So as per the date that I've selected, how many users accessed my website, and number of users who accessed my website, how many sessions were accessed. Now there's a difference between user and session. Now, in case if one user visits the website multiple times, definitely it will be counted as one user only. Probably because the user visited the website 10 times, it will be counted as 10 sessions. And bounce rate is how much is the bounce rate. So in case if you identify your bounce rate is more than 50%, that means it is time to change something. Now, session duration is average. How much time do people spend on your website? And this is active users right now. So currently, people who are on the website right now, how many users are on the website right now? So in case if you think that there are a lot of people who are currently on the website right now, in case if you have to run a promotion on the website, or if you have to share some content, then in case if there are a lot of people who are online right now that is a good time to share it. There are other things as well, that people who are accessing from the website, how do they access it? In case if people are accessing website by typing keywords on search engines, what keywords do they use? So it'll also give you those keywords as well. Now, how much of the users are returning users? So there is an option like user retention. How many of these users are returning users? And users who are accessing your website, usually what time of the day do most of the user visit the website? So this will give you in forms of color coding. So different type, for example, in case if Saturday, this is Saturday, 10 p.m. Highest amount of users access the website, then this will be dark blue in color. If there are few people who are visiting the website, this will be a little lighter. Then people who are visiting your website, what country are they from? What devices do they use? Do they use computers? Do they use cell phones? So there are separate courses as well which are available just for Google Analytics, which they charge something around 5 to 10,000 rupees. But in the actual content writing course of Henry Harvin, Google Analytics is also included as a part of the course. So in case if you join for the content writing course with Henry Harvin, so definitely you'll be learning a lot of SEO as well. Plus, you'll be learning details about Google Analytics as well, how to use Google Analytics, how to identify and how to register on Google Analytics, how to link your website on Google Analytics. So you'll be learning all these things as well, which is a part of the course. So this will also be beneficial for you guys. Now, once we identify what is Google Analytics, how to use Google Analytics, then it is always good to keep on using that, because in case if we think that the bounce rate is high, so then there is probably time to change few things. Now, in case if you think even in Google Analytics as well, as it also shows us what devices do people use to access website. uh, it will show devices like phone, tablet, and computers. So in case if you think that majority of the users are cell phone users, then it is also good time to check if my website is compatible with cell phone users or not. Because if it is not compatible, but most of my users are cell phone users, definitely then the bounce rate will increase because the content will not appear properly to them. They'll not be able to view the content properly. Okay, and this is not the only information. You also get in-depth information as well. So there are other options as well in Google Analytics. So you will also get the extent of, so right now in the homepage, it is only showing what country do they access the information from. So it is not only the country, they'll also show you the city as well, which most of the people are using it from. Because let's say in case if your content or probably what you write is about something specific, then you can target more specific users. So it can be probably users from big cities, or probably users from more of countryside or village side users. So there are different types of users, or probably from more of North India or South India or West India or East India that you're targeting. You can target different types of users as per your website or as per your content. So this will help you a lot as well. So it is always good to keep a look on that. Now, secret number 7, always keep on editing your work. So the main difference between professional SEO article writers and regular people is an eye for self editing. always make the best use of programs like OpenOffice, Google Docs, Microsoft Word, and on all the Office related or document related program. Because in case if it finds any mistake like grammatical mistake or a spelling mistake, it will always highlight it. You might have seen if you've used Microsoft Office or similar application, you might have seen that in case if it finds any grammatical mistake, it will always highlight the content with either a red or yeah, it will underline it. In case if it's a spelling mistake, then it'll highlight it in red, otherwise in green, blue, for grammatical mistakes. Yeah, green color for grammatical mistakes. So that underline will help you a lot. And it is always good to keep on proofreading as well. And one thing that I always advise is, in any content that you're writing, uh, don't so once you have written it, there are a lot of people who complain that they when they are writing, it takes them a very long time to write the content. One of the reason is because at times people think of writing and editing at the same time. So it is always recommended not to write and edit at the same time. When you're writing, whatever you're writing, just let the thoughts flow. Write whatever you're writing, and never edit on the same day as well. It is always recommended to edit and proofread your content either after a long time. I mean, if you're writing it in the morning, either do it in the evening, or always best recommended to do it either next day or day after tomorrow, because your mind will be fresh at that time. The way you are thinking will definitely be a little different. Then you'll be able to give yourself better suggestion. In case if you're writing your content and if you're editing at the same time as well, no matter what you write, you will always like it. But you whether it is good or bad, you'll still like it, because that is how your mind is working at that time. If you're writing today, but if you edit probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow, the way you are thinking will definitely be different. In that way, you'll be able to give yourself a better suggestion. So in that way, you'll be able to improve your content in a much better way. So and always recommended to proofread your content at least 2 or 3 times from start till end, because probably there is a possibility you did not find something now, but you may be able to find such mistakes. Uh, find such mistakes later on as well, or probably in the second time that you are writing. So yes, always edit your content later on. If you edit at the same time, this will take a lot of your time. This will actually take much time. Then yes, so Certified Digital Content Writer CDCW course, which is a course with Henry Harvin, who is hosting this webinar. So in this course, there'll be a lot of things that you will be learning regarding writing. So not just SEO. So regarding SEO writing, blog writing, article writing, what is the best way to improve your writing, how can you target the right keywords, even Google Keyword Planner and all these tools as well, you will be learning in the CDCW course, that is a Certified Digital Content Writer course. So yes, your all of the counselors are also online. So you can always post your questions regarding the batches and all. They'll always help. They'll definitely help you. And there are different ways that you can also get your customized batch as well. For example, people who are free on weekends can do a weekend batch. Who are free on weekdays, there are weekend batches. There are weekdays batches as well. So there are batches which have different times as well. So yes, your counselors will be the best person to who will be guiding you on this, and they are also online. So they'll keep on helping you. Now, some of you guys have some questions. What if one user logs into your website from incognito mode multiple times? So now how Google Analytics works is, it does not identify, because there are a lot of websites which you don't actually log into. For example, if you visit a website, any website that you visit, there are a lot of websites that you can either log in. There are a lot of websites which even if you don't log in as well, you'll still be able to search for the information. Now, how will these websites identify if it is one user or if it is different user? How these websites identify is through the IP address of your device. So even if I'm logging through incognito mode as well, my device IP address will still remain the same. So Google will still count it as one user only. So in case if you're accessing from one device, then later on probably you go to a different place, wherein you're not using the same device. You're using probably right now I'm logging into a website from my home. Now tomorrow when I go to office, I log into my website to a website from the office. So the office system is different, the office IP address is different. So then it will count it as a different user. So normally Google Analytics tracks through IP address. Now, yes, secret number 8, become your own online PR agency. So you've written and posted the fresh content, but SEO work is only half complete. You need to link your content all over the place. So probably we have written a very good content, but I don't know how to structure it. I don't know how to share it with that people. And definitely, if it is one of the best content as well, there is still a possibility that your content may not be able to reach maximum people. If your content does not reach maximum people, then definitely the views as well will be low, and definitely the intention that you have for your content, or probably it can be related to marketing something, or it can be probably to write something, or to reach multiple audience. Definitely that mission is still not met. Okay, so different ways you can share your content. You can submit your content to websites like Reddit, StumbleUpon. Then there are other websites as well which are related to blogs like blogger.com. Then there are a lot of online forums as well. Try to share some part of your contents, and below that post the link for your website. For more similar content or for complete content, please visit this link. And as it is always good to write. So there are some people who like to write poems as well. So even if you like to write poems, there are people, then definitely people who are interested in writing poems. For example, if I write something, just write a few parts of the poem, and for complete poem, or for complete, even if it is an article as well. So let's say if you want to write an article related to best 5 ways to grow your business. So even if it is, if you're writing something related to that, probably you can write 2 of those ways to grow your business. For the complete article, visit this link and redirect the users to your website. So definitely this will help you in increasing the visibility as well, and try to share your website link as much as possible, so that people come to know about your website as well. Now it can be on social media, it can be on blogging websites. At times you'll always see that there are other websites as well who post similar types of content. So probably even on such things as well, on such contents as well, you can also post something related to your website on the comment section as well. So that will also give you very good amount of audience. Okay. Now, the eighth secret lies in understanding that the final step of all web content writing is promoting your own site. And therefore, as soon as you hit the publish button of your fresh article or blog, you should tweet your heart out. So try to share it in different websites. This will help driving traffic to your website. So is the more you share your website links on different platforms, the more people will be aware. The more people will be aware, the more users you will get on your website. Definitely, the more web users you will get, it will automatically help you in increasing the SEO. Because SEO is important for any type of business. SEO, which stands for search engine optimization. Uh, you might have always seen that people who are visiting your website, anything that people search on Google. Now, even if I had typed best restaurants in India as well. Now there are, if you see, there are so many pages in Google. How many of us actually go beyond 10 pages? It'll be hardly any of us. So usually it is only the first, second, and usually only the first couple of pages that most of us visit. So in case if I'm not working on SEO properly, if I don't promote my website, if I don't know how to reach maximum audience, then my website will probably rank on 20th or 50th page of Google. Definitely there will be very hardly anyone who will actually reach this far. So definitely the visitors that I'll get will be very less. Now realize that becoming an SEO writing expert takes time. So the final secret lies in realizing the hard fact that SEO writing is a skill, and like every other skill, you aren't going to master it overnight. So probably we have discussed a few things today in this webinar, but this is not the only thing. There is a lot of other things as well to it. It is in a lot of depth that this SEO is about. So, but yeah, one of few things is always go back and edit your content, because and always keep on tracking your competitors' website as well. There are a lot of other websites as well which will help you in tracking other websites. One of it is called as Alexa. Alexa, the Amazon voice command that we use. There's also a website for Alexa. So Alexa website will give you details about websites. It will give you details about your own website as well. If you want to check your competitors, your competition websites as well, it'll give you those details as well. So in case if you think your competition website is ranking higher than your own, then it is time to make few changes and implement some SEO related things. So that is why it is always good to go back and keep on editing your content and keep perfecting your piece of content until it starts to rank, until unless you start seeing result. Even if your website ranks on the first page of Google as well, does not mean that your work is done. Keep on optimizing it, so that because once you rank first, definitely other websites will not stop working on improving their SEO. They'll also keep on working hard. So definitely don't end it in this way. Don't stop there only. So keep on optimizing your website. And there are so today that we learned, these were few of the ways to optimize your website. But yes, you can become an SEO wizard with online training from Henry Haven. So Henry Haven has a course specifically for SEO writing as well. Henry Haven has a course for technical writing as well, and Henry Haven has a course for complete content writing as well. It's a complete content writing course where you will be learning how to write content. You will be learning on different ways to optimize your content, different ways. Apart from these were just few SEO techniques that we learned. There are other ways as well to learn SEO that we'll be learning. And what all places does SEO happens. We'll be learning that also in more depth. So yes, so in the course you'll be learning how to grow your business by writing blogs, and you'll learn in and out of keyword researching, link building, technical SEO, and more such things. And you'll also master the art and science of SEO content writing. So yes, a lot of such things that you'll be learning. So so this was about the online. This was about SEO writing.